So you've got family coming in for Christmas. You got 4 games in 6 days. 2 of them are on the road. A back-to-back thrown in with Christmas. How crazy is this week?
It's a lot of games. We have played a lot of games since coming back from Sweden. So you're just kind of in the rhythm of it, I guess. So 4 big games, and I think everyone's looking forward to them.
With people coming in and with Christmas being here, how are you staying focused? What's your trick? What have you learned along the way? How to stay focused on the task at hand?
It's pretty easy, I would say. It's just a lot of practice, a lot of games. So you kind of you never go out of it. You kind of just stay in it all the time, and then family coming in as a bonus. So excited for that.
I want to take you back to your rookie season as a 19-year-old playing in the league, never having played here, playing 82 games. What did you learn about playing 82 games then, and what was it like for you when you look back?
I'm still learning probably, but it's kind of the same things. Just taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, being focused when you're here, and then when you get away from the rink, you find ways to kind of relax and been able to do other stuff. So probably that.
Knowing what you know now, how would you have managed it differently? Was there anything you'd have done differently?
Of course, it's tough to know at that point, but the importance of stuff, the importance of taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, just all those things. When I came in, it's kind of overwhelming. It's a lot of games, there's a lot of practices, and everything that comes along with it. So now I'd say it's easier. Obviously, just finding my ways around the city easier, knowing more people. Stuff like that.
Teams these days are trying to bring young guys along a little slower, keep them involved, but maybe manage their ice time and the number of games that they play. Would that have helped along the way? I mean, you can't look back and change anything, or are you happy the way that it worked out for you?
No, I'm happy the way it worked out for me. I feel like I kind of jumped into it right away instead of having to ease into it, which fitted me pretty well. I think it's different from guy to guy, from different guys, but I liked it, and if I was a player, I would want to play every game and as much as possible. So I liked it.
How quickly is that?
Yeah, I'm not really sure, like I said, how much can reveal, but I thought that it was one thing, and I think I was fortunate that it was not that. So feeling pretty good today, and the body's feeling pretty good, so yeah, optimistic.
Do you anticipate skating in the next day or two? Or?
I think probably sooner rather than later. Again, I'm not sure what I can or can't say, but I feel, like I said, the body feels pretty good, and I think I'll be able to get back on the ice, and what I'm hoping is pretty soon.
Did you tweak something? I mean, just the way you fell or collapsed.
I think it was mostly out of fear, and just of you just know your body and you know how things feel, and something happens, and you're like, oh man, this could be something that is scary, and then again, I think it turned out that it wasn't that, and I was pretty fortunate, and I've just never really experienced an injury, so I just didn't know. But the trainers are doing a good job with me, and they got me all set up, so life is good.
So once you got changed or looked at, would you watch the rest of the game, like with the e-bug there? I'm assuming he had to come down just in case, like what?
Yeah, the e-bug came, and I watched the rest of the game, and in those you watch with enjoyment, but it's also like, man, I really hope things are good on my end. I had to see their doctor in the third just to try to get a first kind of opinion, and so he kind of cleared things up for me mentally, but before that, you're kind of stressing. So,
especially in like a building that's not your own and people you don't really know. You had to go through that one before?
Yeah, not really. I guess early on in my career, I had some hip groin type of issues, and I've worked really hard to rectify that, and so that's kind of where your initial fear goes, is like, okay, if this is something bad, I don't want to push it and make it worse than it already is, and that was kind of my thought process. So, but I know the Philly team and staff very well, so I actually knew the doctor pretty well from my time in Philly, so it was nice to see him.
This has been such a busy stretch for you guys as a group. How is everyone staying focused and both physically and mentally on top of their game as best as you guys can?
Yeah, I think every team goes through it, and there's always a stretch. And so this is where you test your will. And so I think that you have to embrace these opportunities and look forward to them. And obviously, we haven't gotten the results that we've wanted lately, but it's also going to be significant in the attitude of the team and how we respond. So it's important, and I think we're trying our best to stay positive and move forward. And that's the main thing.
Is Dylan in tonight?
Dylan's in, yes. Got cleared yesterday, took him through some contact with the skate yesterday. I wanted to see how he reacted in the morning skates and got the okay after him. So, yes, he's in tonight.
What's that going to mean for the team as far as giving you guys a boost right now, Newsy?
It's a boost, but I just think it slots people correctly. I think they're all, I don't know if he'll be at the top of his game, obviously the way he was before. You kind of saw it with JT the other night. JT was a big boost for us because it slotted guys correctly, but JT, it takes a little time. Obviously, I don't care what time frame you're out. It takes you a little time with NHL pace, but again, it's people slotted correctly.
I know you talk about seeing him get up was encouraging, but just the fact that it'll be, 4 games that Dylan will have missed is still seems quite remarkable.
Yeah, it's good. And then even, it was a process, and we're ecstatic. We thought, even when we were going through this past week, we thought today might be a little aggressive, but it's worked out good, and obviously it's a good sign for us to get him back.
You're going to start him with Lyon and Kane?
Yep, we'll start him with Lyon and Kane today, and the lines will be a work in progress, just with some moving parts here.
What forward won't dress tonight?
Zarnik.
Okay.
Derek,
How big is this week for you guys? I mean, we talked about it a little bit the other day. I mean, you guys got to start accumulating some
I think they're all big, but of course, it's just the league's unforgiving. We're on a 1-4-1 stretch, not getting points, and this league does not wait for you, especially this division, this conference does not wait for you. And we've lost some ground, and yeah, for sure we need to start accumulating points. I mean, even the last 2 games, I mean, we give up 3 goals in 2 games and don't find a way to get a point. We need a little more. We need to be a little more desperate with our game tonight.
What have you liked about those 2 games defensively?
Good goaltending is one thing. But those are both legit. I mean, again, when we had that 5-1 stretch where we weren't, I think we gave up 4 goals in that period, or we were almost less a goal a game or less than a goal a game. And then that poor stretch, our underlying numbers weren't much different. And then even the last 2 games, those were good games. You're talking single digit or just in the teens chances against, but we got really good goaltending in those. So, but I think you're past that 1/3 mark. Things are officially, I think, starting to take shape. And I think people get a little more desperate with their game. You saw that versus Carolina, and you saw it in Philly, and it's a credit to the way those 2 teams defended against us, but it was on us to be a little harder to play against.
You're looking at the line potentially being available Wednesday?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. We'll see more today, but I think he's going to be out for a little bit. Does he need to go on the IR? I think we're kind of working through that now. But yeah, he will not be on the ice today or tomorrow, which will probably make him unavailable for Wednesday.
Derek, regarding, I've asked a couple of people in the front office, and none were certain. if James Reimer had been there Saturday night,
Yes.
he could have dressed?
He could have dressed,
And that,
yes.
so then you wouldn't have needed the e-bug in case?
Correct.
Okay, so will you start traveling with all
No.
three now? No.
No, it doesn't. And we didn't have ice. There was a lacrosse game there. It made no sense. It was way more productive to have him back and get some really good reps here. And it worked out. So, yeah, no, we
But you would have been allowed if he had been there?
Yes,
too.
correct.
Newsy, back to the week ahead. Christmas here, families coming and going, kids around. There can be some distractions. Just what's your message to the guys as far as staying focused?
Yeah, we got to push. Like, we knew we had this stretch of games circled for a while. We knew this was going to be a really tough grind. Everybody has this one or two of these in their schedule. It happened to be now for us, probably a little bit more because of our European trip. Obviously, probably bad timing of where our lineup's been, but we haven't handled it well. And obviously, we've let points slip away. So we have 4 games here in 6 days, 5 days, 6 days. We got to push, and these are points, very valuable points. So no time to feel sorry for ourselves. We got to dig a little bit deeper.
What do you see with Canada?
Very hard, heavy, very impressed in watching them last night. Watching their structure, their compete level last night, I was surprised they were on a 5-game losing streak prior to that. So I think it's going to look very similar to what we saw the last 2 games. So again, it's on us to be a little harder to penetrate some hard areas.
We've got a guy who went number 2 in the draft last year, actually didn't play last night, so I'm assuming he's playing tonight.
Yep.
How they're doing things. What do you kind of see with a young player like that coming into the league, and obviously they're trying something a little unique with this?
Yeah, I think it's different approaches. I mean, you saw even with Raymond, you know, there was nights it was too much for him. But you know, we probably had a different approach where there was nights it was too much, but it was probably a step back for 2 steps forward. And obviously, we feel like we're in a really good spot with him right now. So I just, you know, it's probably different. This league can be very hard on you, especially as a young player. So, yeah, that's their approach with it.
When you're watching the game last night, obviously you prep for every game, but do you allow yourself to more casually watch them before they're playing live, or you pen and paper?
No, there'll be a casual watch because we have it broken down almost too in depth. So we know we'd get that read from our video coaches this morning.